Hello, hi, this is V.Reaper. Today I'll be sharing a guide for how to get the Foxhound codename in Metal Gear Solid Delta. This is my first time recording myself for a video guide, so you have to forgive me for the poor audio quality and my endless stuttering. I'm no good at this kind of thing. I did my best to make it sound at least somewhat presentable, so I hope everything sounds okay. Before we get started, I would appreciate a like and a sub if this guide helped you out. It'll help me a lot in terms of figuring out what I want to do with this channel and this void that is YouTube. So without further ado, let's get started. Firstly, this will be a new game plus run using camos obtained during a non-lethal normal run with all Keraton and Gakko collected. This is because we want the AT camo, spider, moss, grenade camos unlocked, as well as a few other useful tools like the Patriot. Luckily, Delta, unlike the Master Collection, allows you to change difficulties between runs and carry over unlockables. Now let's go over the actual conditions for achieving Foxhound. First, the difficulty must be Extreme or Euro Extreme. On Extreme, enemies will be able to find you easily unless your camo index is 80+. Bosses all do more damage, are quicker, and there are fewer openings to take advantage of. You also only have 1/4 of the life bar. The only difference for Euro Extreme is that you get a game over when an enemy sees you. Second, we need to clear the game in under 5 hours, which is pretty damn generous as most of this game is skippable cutscenes. Third, Zero continues. This is pretty self-explanatory. If you die or get caught, don't hit the continue button and just reload your most recent save. Fourth, Zero alerts. In this case, the alerts are the red alerts, which trigger when an enemy sees you or is absolutely aware of your presence. Yellow caution or orange evasion do not count for this. Of special note is the red alerts that can be triggered from enemies hearing gunshots or from dogs noticing and barking at you. Particularly on Euro Extreme, sometimes the dogs barking at you for a few seconds will cause a game over. Fifth, Zero human kills. This one is interesting because while you cannot kill enemies directly by shooting them dead, you are able to kill enemies under certain conditions indirectly and it won't count. For example, if you trank an enemy on a high up place and they fall, it doesn't count. If you trank them and they fall off the bridge or into water, it doesn't count. Tranking enemies on motorbikes or on platforms chasing you, which causes them to crash and burn, doesn't count. If you blow up explosive barrels and they die due to the explosion, it doesn't count. What does count, oddly, is if you trank them on the mountains and a vulture eats them. That counts as a kill. Sixth, you are allowed 20 serious injuries or less. What the game counts as a serious injury is anything that requires the cure menu. That said, mandatory story injuries like those suffered at the end of the Virtuous Mission do not count towards this. 7. Your total damage taken can be only 5 life bars or less. This is a pretty generous amount since on Extreme and Euro Extreme you have only 1/4 of a life bar. 8. No life meds. Lastly, no special items. This means no easy gun, no stealth camo, and no infinity paint. And without further ado, let's get started.
After the end of World War II, the world was split into two, East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
After that initial scene, we will be able to skip scenes. So we're just going to skip these.
Jack, I've got...
Skip. Still skipping. Now we just rush past this radio call. And go grab our bag. Do. Once we have access to our bag, we'll have access to all our New Game Plus stuff. Just zip past this radio call. And off we go. Let's head to the swampland first. Just gonna take a quick inventory, remove the easy gun, equip Patriot, and just get rid of anything you don't need. Remember to equip AT Camo. And off we go to the swampland. Once here, take out the Patriot and shoot up some gators. We're gonna need all the food we can get our hands on. Luckily, the Patriot makes killing gators super easy. And they drop like 2 or 3 pieces of food, which fills up 3 bars of stamina. Kill about 3 or 4 gators and shoot the beehive too while you're at it. These beehives typically give around half or maybe full stamina. Once you're done, head on over to the next area and swap to the trank gun, the Mark 22. Skip through this radio call and scenes. Now here's where things get interesting. We're going to use the spider camo to sneak past enemies along with the AT camo. This will increase the camo index to 90 when you're crouching. See, you can just pass by them and they're not even going to notice you.
Huh? I think I saw something.
No, you didn't. You didn't see anything. Yeah, you're seeing things.
Huh. Guess I'm seeing things.
La 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 la, you can't see me, neener, neener, neener. Okay, that's enough jokes. Once we arrive here at the bridge, we can remove the spider camo temporarily, if we want. Take out the Mark 22 and shoot the beehive. Just wait until this guy goes running. The big problem with the spider camo is that it's going to drain a lot of stamina, like really quickly. You can see down there, Snake's stamina is already literally at its end. When this happens, the effects of the camo wear off, and Snake's tummy starts rumbling. His aim will also become much shakier. This is why we shot up all those alligators so that we could quickly recover stamina. Now, first off, quickly eat to recover your stamina. You can use the Indian gavials or the beehives, doesn't really matter, you're going to lose all of it soon.
Not too bad.
Now we're just going to sneak past all these guys and reach Sokolov.
Footsteps. I think.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Footsteps.
And done. That's basically it for the Virtuous
He's a
Mission.
member of the army's.
Just gotta skip these scenes and then make our way back to the bridge. Now we skip these scenes and the Virtuous Mission is basically done. Skip these scenes and cure all those snakes' various injuries. None of these injuries count as serious injuries. Oops. And we're done. That's the end of the Virtuous Mission. And that only took 7 minutes 30 seconds. Now we're going to skip through a bunch of more scenes.
So how does it feel? Yesterday, the White House...
Skip. Now at the start of this mission, we won't have all of our equipment yet. We don't have a Trank gun. We do have the Patriot and all of our camos. Now let's remove the easy gun, equip the Patriot, remove anything we don't need, and also, most importantly, equip the AT camo. Now we'll just make our way through this forest to the next area. Now before anything else, let's head back to the swampland. Not just to avoid the enemies that are about to show up, but also so that we can get a steady food supply. Now just like before, we're going to do exactly what we did during the Virtuous Mission, and kill a bunch of gators with the Patriot, and knock down the beehive while we're at it. This should last us, well, in partway through the game. Maybe not the entire game, but it'll definitely last us a good while. The area should now be filled with enemies, but they're still pretty easy to avoid with the spider and AT camo. So we're just going to advance a little bit and equip. At night, you can also equip the black face paint for an extra 5 to your camo index. And there you go. Easy 85 even when standing up. And when crouching it becomes 95. And there you go. We've returned to Dolina Vodno. Now, since we can't use the beehive, we're going to equip the AT camo and the spider camo and just walk through this area naturally. Just keep an eye on your stamina because it's running low. Be sure to eat before leaving this area. Nom 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 nom.
Can't complain. Can't
Nummy.
complain.
And with that, we're on to the next area. One note I want to add about Rasvat is that if you enter this area while there is an alert or a caution, there will be enemies here, but if you enter it without any of those, it will be completely empty. Before we head for Sokolov's room, you have to pick up some smoke grenades over here. Those will come in handy later. So just grab those, then go into this room here and grab the cardboard box. No, I mean the literal cardboard box. We're going to need that too. Then head to Sokolow's room and open the locker to the left. From here we'll get thermal goggles, which will be a very useful tool throughout the game. And just leave the room. Skip the scenes. Skip, skip, skip. Skip until morning. We'll get a chance to save here. That's 14 minutes. Skip the scene and it will be morning. Because it's morning, Snake's stamina will be fully restored. So we're going to just slightly change things up a bit. At this point, we'll have regained the Mark 22. So just remove the Patriot and equip the Mark 22. And just walk out of the room. Start crouching so you have 90 camo index. Equip the Mark 22 and wait for the enemies to come. Shoot them in the face so that they get knocked out instantly. And just deal with these guys as they come. The first group that tries to enter this area will be 4. Once you've shot all of them, just make your way back, collect the ammo here. Come down. Let's move to the east side of the building. You'll find 2 more enemies skulking around out here. See, there they are. Now we just gotta be careful about shooting them. You'll notice that due to his stamina being lowered, Snake's aim is kind of shit right now. You can still land a good blow on the head when you're close enough, but still, you gotta eat.
What can I say?
Typically, you want to keep his stamina around 3 or 4 just to ensure his aim doesn't suffer. But sometimes this is impossible. Anyway, check the roof for the next enemy. Try and go for a headshot. And there you go. Only 3 enemies left. Next one's going to be just down south over here. And now there are only 2 more left. The remaining 2 are just on the west side. And since we don't need to use this camo anymore, we're going to swap to the moss camo. Or we could, I just didn't do it in this recording. But if you swap to the moss camo here, you can easily hide in the grass and shoot. It won't be very hard at all. And with that, all 10 of them are dead. I mean, unconscious, they're not dead. We didn't kill any of them. So we're just going to recover our stamina by eating and remove the spider camo. After the scene occurs, all the enemies that were sleeping around here will be gone, so be sure to check them before they do that. This area is one giant lake, so it's going to be filled with leeches. So for this area, we're going to equip the Hornet Stripe. This will prevent leeches and hornets from getting close to us. This is mainly just a precaution. Equip the Patriot because we're going to be hunting some animals. Specifically, we want poison dart frogs. You can kill and grab other stuff, but they're not as important. A poison dart frog is a red and blue frog. You can see in the below image, I'm basically just trying to shoot everything and try and get lucky, but that didn't really work out. You'll find a poison dart frog around the middle of this edge of the lake. If you see tree frogs, it means a poison dart frog is generally going to be nearby. Once you find the location of the poison dart frogs, just move out of the water and save. This will let you essentially load that same file and the poison dart frog will reappear where you found it. Basically letting you farm the animal as many times as you want. So we're going to repeat this 2 more times to have 3 poison dart frogs for the future. So I'm just going to skip ahead to after I've found 3 poison dart frogs. And now we're going to cross the river. We need to leave through the northwest exit. So we're just going to make our way to the deeper part of the lake. And dive. Well, down here you can shoot some fish if you want, but it's not really necessary. While you're making your way to this exit, be sure to watch out for the pitfall. Just answer this call. Skip. And off we go to the next area. I remember the first time I did this area was super tricky and annoying. So we're just gonna change our face paint back to woodland. On the right side of this fence there is a hole so you can crawl under it. Then up ahead you can see some claymores, so we're just gonna walk up to them and then crawl. Avoid the trap on the right and crawl to the left. Again, there's another claymore. Once you reach this point, take out the M1119A1. This is the gun that Eva gave us that has a suppressor attached. It's going to be useful for shooting these dogs dead. Make sure the suppressor is equipped while doing this. If you hit them in the body, you're going to need to shoot them a second time, but headshots are instant death. With that done, we'll make our way to the hole in the center. There it is. So we're just going to go through. Be careful because it's pretty easy to get shocked on some of these. Now we're going to go up the hill from the west end again. Once you near the next fence, take out the trank gun and equip the spider camo and AT camouflage, because we're going to want to stay hidden from what comes next. Take out the Mark 22 and shoot this guy in the head. To go through this hole, just roll. There's another hole around here somewhere. There it is. It's pretty hard to see, but it's right there. Careful, you're gonna get shocked if you enter carelessly though, like I did just now. Ow. Once you're through, just sneak out of this area. Don't even bother trying to kill the dog or anything. Just be mindful of your stamina as usual. This is the last area before we have to face the boss, so we're just going to make our way through it and make a few preparations beforehand. While we're here, we're going to swap out of the spider camo and switch to the moss camo. Eat some food to recover our stamina.
Delicious. Pretty tasty.
We're not even going to get close to the building, we're just going to move around the edge of the area. When you get close to this enemy, start crawling, because if you don't, he's going to notice you. You'll notice that while you're in greenery, you have a ton more camo index than when you're outside it. Even if he sees you, notices you, he's not going to see you. And then you can track him. Done. Now we're just going to get out of here. Even if the guy on the far end sees you, he can't notice you while you move through grass. And once you're through here, it's time to face Ocelot. Before the boss fight starts, we're going to do some quick equipment change. For camo, we're going to switch to the grenade camo. The grenade camo lets you throw grenades basically infinitely, regardless of the type. You can throw stun grenades, smoke grenades. You can basically throw them over and over without any limit. So make sure you have stun grenades equipped. We'll be using both it and the Mark 22 during this boss fight. Once both are set up, save your game. Make sure it's a separate file from anything else you've been using so that you can come back to in case you mess up.
Good luck.
Now we're just going to load that save instead of trying to take him on directly. Now let's go over how to deal with this boss fight. Start by crouching down, crawling, and then start throwing stun grenades. If you spam stun grenades, Ocelot will be unable to attack you. This is a good way to get the jump on him and prevent him from dealing too much damage in his boss fight. Especially on extreme, he shoots a lot, which makes it hard to avoid damage. But with this method, you are not only doing some slight stamina damage whenever he gets caught by a stun grenade, you are also avoiding taking too many hits. Plus, when he leaves his cover and gets hit by a stun grenade, he's, well, stunned temporarily, giving you an opening to shoot him. Just remove the suppressor so you don't waste it. Once you shoot him once, his allies will try to start helping him, and he will be annoyed at them and stand still, giving you another chance to stun grenade and shoot him. And just rinse and repeat from there. Just keep on throwing stun grenades. Just wait for your next opening, throwing stun grenades. When you see it, shoot it. Stun grenade. Shoot. Done. That fight barely took us a minute or two. And with that, this boss fight is finished.
Damn it. He found us.
One boss down, about 4 or 5 left to go. So after the previous boss, I saved my game and ended up loading it after advancing the time of my console by about 24 hours. By doing this, all of our health is fully restored and we can advance into the next area. It's pretty hard to see this area because it's very dark in the tunnels. I'm basically advancing through this place based off of memory alone. To that end, I have applied a light filter on this part of the game so that you can have an easier time following where I'm going. If you're having trouble navigating, just directly use the map. Once you reach the upper part of the waterfall, you just need to move forward a little bit, and you'll eventually find some ammo and the north exit to this area here as well. Now in this part of the cave, we can also find the shotgun, but we're not going to go get it because it's pretty much useless against the extreme version of this boss. To that end, we will instead be relying on the Mark 22, the Patriot, and smoke grenades. And that's why we're keeping the grenade camo on. We're also going to equip the brown face paint, which will allow us to breathe underwater infinitely. Before you reach the boss, make sure to equip the Patriot. At the very start of the fight, start shooting the Patriot at him so that he's stunned. This will prevent him from throwing his gas capsules. Now use first person mode and the Mark 22 to shoot him in the head. It's imperative that you use first person mode to do this because Otherwise, hitting him on the head is really hard. Once he starts using his armor, start throwing smoke grenades, and then continue aiming for his head. This is going to be our standard loop for the entirety of the fight. When he has armor up, just throw the smoke grenade. If he tries to trap you in bugs, jump into the water. When in the water, it's ideal to be as close to him as possible so that you can have a clear shot of his head. If you move fast enough, you can basically avoid any nonsense with his other attacks or moves. Just quickly end the fight before it gets too much. I bit the bullet and took some damage here just to avoid needing to waste more time. Threw a grenade, so I gotta move out of the way. Luckily the range isn't too bad on that. Once you have an opening, just throw the smoke grenade. We're not worrying too much about HP because we have plenty of leeway on that front. As long as we're careful from here on out. This is basically going to be one of the harder fights to survive in general. Just keep aiming at his head until he reaches half stamina. These bugs are there to just block your view, but you can get rid of them pretty quickly once you throw a smoke grenade. After he reaches the halfway point, he'll start the next round with the bullet beast, so just quickly dive underwater. Don't try to move when you are above water, otherwise the dive input will take longer to pop up. Once you're underwater, just move around for a bit. Now, you can find some more ammo on the northern platform. And from here, it's just the same thing. Create openings and shoot him in the head. One thing to keep in mind, you'll be more often forced off the platforms and more often need to run around during this phase. And when that happens, I suggest staying as close to the platform as possible so that you can more easily land headshots. His platform, I mean, not any others. Honestly, this entire fight requires quite a bit of practice before you can actually get it right, because you have to get used to both aiming at his head and avoiding his more annoying attack. And there he is. Come up. Sometimes he'll just stand around and do nothing for a while, which is the perfect chance to start shooting him up. Again, headshots are your best friend here. If you aim for the body, you'll do too little stamina damage and will not be really worth anything. But headshots are just basically perfect. See, he's almost down. Just one or two more shots and we're basically home free. And then there's the Tommy gun. Just, as you see here, I just stood still and then dived. Then you just gotta get away as quickly as possible. You'll keep firing the Tommy gun into the water for about a few seconds. After that, you'll stop, but you really just have to get away from it as soon as possible. And we're out again, and here he is. Smoke grenade and shoot. 1, 2, 3. Dead. Well, not dead, but you get the point. After the boss fight, we're going to go straight out of the area. Once we're out here, we're going to swap to the DPM camo, which will let us regenerate our HP faster. Over here, we're going to take out the Patriot and shoot some of the animals here, namely the poison dart frogs, because we're going to need a few extra for when we face the fear. So just grab those. Once you reach the middle part over here, just turn left. you'll see a small cave. You'll find some ammo inside for the Mark 22. Just be careful of the 2 claymores. Once we're out here, we're just going to recover our stamina first, and then put on the spider camo.
That's tasty.
The enemies here are hovering on platforms, so we're going to want to avoid them by being underwater. So just dive here. Now we're going to just swim through the river. Be sure not to end up taking the wrong path. We don't want to take the north exit yet. We want to take the northwest exit so that we can reach the ammunition shed with the sniper rifle inside. So now that we're here, we're going to just refill on our stamina.
Pretty tasty. Hey, this works.
And now we are going to get up onto that dock so that we can properly deal with the enemies here. At least with the spider camo, they won't see us approaching, and they won't even see us when we're on the dock itself. With any other camo, they'll see us as we approach because the camo index will be too low. So we'll just climb up, immediately crawl, and from here we can either trank them or shoot the barrels that will explode and kill them.
Pretty tasty.
Don't worry about the caution. It won't cause any reinforcements to come because there's no path for those reinforcements to arrive at this location. So we can just go ahead and deal with these guys without worrying about anything. The only thing you have to worry about is getting caught and having a game over. Ooh, that one missed.
This is HQ.
Patrol here. The enemy is attacking from an unknown position.
Now we're just going to trank this last one.
Acknowledge. Keep your eyes open.
And there we go. We can grab some extra ammo from these boats. Inside you can pick up some ammo, though you're probably not going to need these. And most importantly, the sniper rifle, which we're going to be using soon. Now I'll just recover our stamina. Now let's go back to the previous area and then make our way to the north exit. Once we're here, we'll quickly skip the scene. Now the first thing we want to do is shoot the guy up front with a trank and put him to sleep. This might take a bit because you're pretty far off. There we go. Now, next thing we want to do is take out the sniper rifle. Don't have it in here, so I'm going to go into the backpack and take it out. Now I'm going to zoom in. You can see the guy's taking the end back outside. Shoot the barrel to explode. It'll damage both the end and the guy and kill the guy carrying him, so he'll escape. This will do a little bit of extra damage to him and will lower his stamina during his actual boss fight. Now we've caused an alert, a caution alert, so they're going to send reinforcements. So we just wait. As they come out, we blow up this barrel and boom, gone. No enemies left. Now we just make our way to the dock, grab any ammo lying around, and head inside. So once we're in here, we're going to equip the spider camouflage and the AT camouflage. Crouch down. This way none of the enemies in this area will see us.
I'm just seeing things.
Now we go on upstairs. Once you reach the second floor, immediately move to the right so that this guy doesn't see us. And then trank him to put him to sleep so he doesn't remain in our way. Go through the door here to get some food, namely the calorie and instant noodles. These will both fully refill our stamina. Reach the third floor and then trank this last enemy. And we're home free.
Nobody here. No one here after all.
That's damn good.
Just restore our stamina real quick. Now we'll take off the spider camo because we're not going to need it for the foreseeable future. Put on the thermal goggles here because there are a lot of traps and we don't want to accidentally take any damage. You can also find various animals around here, so if you want to resupply, you can. Now for this area, we're going to use the moss camo and the AT camouflage to move around. There's plenty of grass, so there's plenty of hiding spots. We're also going to shoot the dog out front and trank any enemies on the way. This is all pretty basic, so I'm just going to skip over most of it. After we've knocked this guy out, we're just going to move him away, regardless of whether you use a trank or CQC. The door here is locked, so we need to lean against it, knock, then move into a hiding spot.
What's wrong?
Here they come. And down. And in we go. Now there's a quick way we can enter the lab without any trouble. Just take out the scientist camo and let a guard see you. and they will take you inside on their own.
Huh? Not so fast. You're not getting away. Get back to work.
Now you'll find yourself in the basement, so we need to go upstairs. The soldiers will ignore you, but the scientists won't. I'm just going to speed ahead to the next important part. Once you enter this room, just wait for the scientist to move away from the lockers. Once he does, go and open the leftmost locker. You'll find a handkerchief inside. We'll need this later. Now, at this point, I would have recommended saving and then reloading that save so that you appear at the entrance again and can enter this room normally. But in this case, I got trapped between the guard and the scientist. And something funny happened, so I just kept it in. Once in this room, just run straight. Don't even bother checking around. Don't let anyone see you, and you're home free. Now just skip the next few scenes. And then after that, we need to make our way out of the building. So I'm going to skip directly ahead to once we are outside. Now that we're out, we need to prepare for the boss fight. So we're going to recover our stamina.
This tastes great. Hey, this works.
Instead of moss or spider, we're going to equip Flectarn, as this will prevent our battery from running out. This will let us use the thermal goggles throughout the fight. Equip the trank gun and remove this suppressor so it doesn't run out. And make sure to equip all of your poison dart frogs. At the start of the fight, we're going to be injured due to the cutscene damage, so we're going to quickly cure those. These don't count towards serious injuries, but we need to get rid of them anyway. With that done, let's save and then reload.
Good luck.
This way we start the fight without any injuries, so we'll equip the trank gun and equip the thermal goggles. Now we need to find the fear up in the trees. There he is. Wait for him to get close, shoot him with the trank darts. Keep shooting him, don't give him any openings to attack. He'll keep jumping around every time you shoot him instead of attacking. He will attack occasionally though, be ready to evade. I got pretty lucky in this run, so he didn't end up attacking me at all. Once you reduce his stamina enough, he will start getting hungry. You'll see he says he gets hungry. At this point, move close to the tree that he's on and start throwing poison dart frogs under him. At this point, I was running low on ammo, so I tried to pick some up, but none of the ammo lying around was for the Mark 22, which was pretty unlucky. Meanwhile, while I'm running around, he's losing a ton of stamina due to the poison. He's not even attacking. At this point, I just gave up looking for ammo and just decided to finish him off. These last 3 shots were just barely enough to finish him off. See? Easy. Didn't even take a single bit of damage outside the cutscene. At this point, you can now collect some food over here before going back to the warehouse. And in the warehouse itself, that same room with the calorie and instant noodles is still there, so you can go inside. For the time being, though, I am going to skip ahead to after we have exited the warehouse. The next 2 areas will be filled with enemies and you just need to get past them, so we'll just be using the spider camo and AT camouflage.
Eva.
And now we can begin the end boss fight. First things first, recover your stamina.
That's damn good.
Now I was completely out of ammo before this, so the first thing I did was save. So that in case I messed up, I'd only reload with my stamina full. Now, if you're low on ammo, make your way to the west side here, to the left. For this part, we're going to equip the moss camo. You'll see an ammunition shed ahead. If you hear him shoot, roll just in case. You can open the map and then see exactly where he's positioned. His position will not change because it's always dependent on difficulty. Now, as you can see, I've refilled my ammo. I'm going to save and then reload that save so that I can start at the original starting position without losing the regained ammo. Now, before anything else, we need to do something before we go and hunt down the end. We need to find his parrot and capture it. Just like the end himself, the parrot's position will always be the same at the beginning. So he's easy to find and capture. He's in the middle of this area on top of the tree. Do not get up at this point, remain hidden, keep the AT camo on. Once you're in the clear, we can start moving. Now we can begin hunting down the end. We know his position, he's in the northwest part of the area. To get here, we first need to go into the north area and then come back. So just watch this path that I'm going on. It'll be the exact same in your version of the game if you're on extreme or Euro extreme, so there's no need to worry about randomness. At this point, we're kind of within his sight, so we want to remain down so he doesn't see us. We have 100 camo index, so he won't see us no matter what. And we're home free. Now we need to make a long U-turn. Follow this path uphill. Now at this point, we're going to change camos to the spirit camo. This will silence our footsteps, making him much easier to sneak up on from behind. Otherwise, he'll hear your footsteps as you walk in. We can use the thermal goggles to easily know where he is. There he is. Remove the goggles, get close, and shoot him 3 times in the head. 1, 2, 3. Immediately after, turn around. He's going to throw a flash grenade, which will blind you if you're looking at it. Now we can follow him to the next spot. This is how the loop of this fight will go. We sneak up on him, shoot him 3 times, turn around, and then follow him to his next spot. Again, 1, 2, 3, turn around, and follow him. Sometimes he'll go a little bit further away, but you can easily track him down by following his footsteps using the thermal goggles. There he is. One, 2, 3, turn around.
I've got a present for you.
And follow. After he reaches half stamina, he'll start running around this area more. There you go, he stopped over there. If he stopped in a place where you think he's going to see you easily, you should equip the moss camo and hide. Because you don't want him to know you're coming up on his location, otherwise he'll run away again. Now that we're behind this log, we're going to re-equip the spirit camo. One, 2, 3, turn around.
Where did you...
This time I accidentally held him up, so the shots are a little bit imprecise. But it's the same thing. This time I tried to cut him off, but I ended up causing him to change directions and lost him a bit. But luckily following his footprint eventually leads to him regardless. So you can see him taking a turn, then going off to the next area. One, two, three, turn around. Follow his footprints. There he is. And done. At the end of the fight, we can go and collect his gun, the Mosin Nagant. It's going to be very useful during certain boss fights. If you're low on ammo, you can go back to the ammunition shed in the south area and collect them again. We are now halfway through our run, and we have used up only 1 hour 19 minutes of our total time. Once we have replenished our ammo, we can move on to the next area. We will be using Spider again for the next two areas, so be sure to have enough food. That's why we killed this Markor. We will need to go through a tunnel and climb a long ladder here, so I'll skip ahead to the mountain segment once we reach it. Avoid tranking or knocking out enemies near vultures, as the vultures will eat them and this will count as a kill and ruin your run. Now that we're up here, equip the spider camo and AT camouflage. We also want to kill a few vultures so that we have some extra food. Remember to keep your stamina up, otherwise your stomach will make noise and the effects of the spider camo will disappear. This next segment is kind of annoying because enemies move around a lot. We want to move through here very quickly, so as soon as you can, just roll up here, crouch. We want to move quickly, we don't want to waste any time, so enemy patrols will become harder to avoid. Go quickly through this gap, otherwise we'll end up having to wait for the enemy to move. Then just walk straight. Keep your stamina filled.
Delicious. Gross. What is this?
Go up this slope. If we had taken too long, that enemy would have turned around and it would have been hard to get past him. Once we are up here, we can trank enemies safely again. Now you handle the 3 enemies upcoming. is up to you. You can trank them from far away or up close, or blow up the barrels like I'm about to. Don't worry about the caution alert, as reinforcements won't get here anytime soon.
HQ, please respond.
This is HQ.
Patrol here. It appears we've been infiltrated. Commence alert formation.
Acknowledged. Sending reinforcements. Use extra caution.
I hear something. What's wrong?
Once we're done, we can check the inside of these huts for ammo, food, and most importantly, an RPG. We'll probably find in this last hut here. We're going to need the RPG for the last parts of the game. You'll also notice that after this, I have completely used up my suppressor, so I'll be unable to use my trank safely anytime soon until I can get a new one. Now we're going to make our way through this area real quick. Knock this guy out. This place is pretty straightforward. We just have to make our way through.
Hey, this works. I've had enough. Disgusting.
Once we reach the top, be sure to check if you have any kills, in case the vultures ate any of your knockdown enemies or you accidentally killed them with the barrel or something, just in case. Skip the scenes. Once you regain control, take off the spider camo and AT camouflage, because it's going to keep on consuming stamina. Go back into the ruins. We need to pick up some instant noodles inside. Once you have them and replenish your stamina, head back outside, re-equip the spider camo and AT camouflage. We'll only need it for a little bit, not for too long.
Hey, this works.
Go straight, climb up these stairs, and just roll down over here. We'll be right where we need to go. We're gonna have a boss soon, so get ready. Once you're here, take off the spider camo and put on the spirit camo. We'll need this at least for the beginning of the upcoming boss. Now let's do the rest of our boss prep. For weapons, we will need the survival knife, Mark 22, Mosin Nagant, and nothing else. Be sure to take off anything you don't need. Otherwise, we also need the cardboard box. As for face paint, have the black face paint on because it's going to be pretty dark here. With all that ready, let's just jump down and get ready to face the Fury. The beginning of the boss fight is always the trickiest. You have to equip your survival knife and get behind the Fury and slash him several times with the knife to remove his flight suit. Unfortunately, his starting position is always kind of random, so you kind of have to get lucky. The cardboard box is for some reason fireproof, so you can use it to walk around or get rid of flames. So we're just following him, sneaking up. Now we're going to do a full knife combo. There goes his flight suit. Now we have to get away as quickly as possible. This might not always work out because sometimes his movements are entirely random and hard to predict. So he showed up here and basically tried to burn us to death. So I've just barely managed to land a few shots with the Mosin Nagant on his face. His movements are incredibly chaotic and hard to predict, so we really have to be careful whenever we're moving around. After the first few attacks with the knife, you have to make your way to this spot and equip the splitter camo and the AT camouflage to hide yourself. Those 3 shots I landed with the Mosin Nagant were lucky. Normally he doesn't become so easily to hit. So now we have to basically wait for him to come here and shoot him as he passes. To do this, I recommend using the Mark 22 in first person mode to reduce the drop. The tricky part about this is as he is moving, it's sometimes very hard to hit. So if you miss a shot, he will hear the gunshot and immediately blast you with his flamethrower. The Mosin Nagant does more stamina damage, but the Mark 22 is much more accurate. There, 1, 2, 3, down. Because he gets knocked down, he won't immediately be able to hit you with his flamethrower. It gets blocked by the ground. Then he flies off. We'll be able to repeat this loop several times as long as he doesn't aim his flames directly at us. We can also peek out every now and again, try and get some more shots. But it's best to just try and remain as far away from him as possible. 1, 2, 3. Maybe that was 3, I don't know. It's hard to figure out these shots. It's very hard to tell if you've hit him or not sometimes because of how far he is. Whether you use the Mosin Nagant or you use the Mark 22, it all depends on preference and how patient you are in this fight. There he goes. You can try and get some shots like this, but it's not really going to be accurate because you might miss and then he'll just aim the flames in your direction. This is the safest strategy you will find against this boss, as trying to deal with him normally is incredibly risky and incredibly random. Even this strategy is somewhat random due to how randomly he moves. Another problem is that the flames that he causes often blind our vision, make it hard to know where he is. Here he comes. 1, 2, 3. One, two, and I missed that second shot, so now he's blasting fire here. I was able to knock him down, so I managed to save myself, but now this area is completely filled with flames. If you get caught on fire, immediately equip the cardboard box to protect yourself. And either wait for the flames to disappear or find a safe spot to continue. As you can see, I didn't get that lucky. Don't worry too much about the damage you might take in this boss fight, because we are still well within 5 bars of damage. Now he's almost finished, so I'm just going to get close and fire the Mosinagant. And there we go. The Fury defeated. With that done, we're just going to go collect some ammo here and then head on up. We're finally up in the base, so quickly change to the spider camo and put on the AT camouflage. Since we used the Mosinagant, we're first going to focus on getting some ammo for it, because we're going to need it again very soon. So we'll go to the northeast section. Grab some ammo here.
Hey, this works.
Then go through this door to the southeast section. Go under these stairs. Wait. Come here, grab the Mosinagant ammo and leave.
That's damn good.
Then we return to the northeast. Now we make a straight beeline for the lab. Now from here, we're going to equip the handkerchief and put on the scientist camo. Make sure you don't have any face paint. Go upstairs. Use the handkerchief on this guard to knock him out and drag his body away. Now Rykov is about to come out. I accidentally punched him, but you can use the handkerchief here again. Knock him out. Then quickly change to the spider camo and AT camouflage. This is because using the scientist camo to drag him away will get you caught, but you're still hidden with the spider camo. Now we'll drag him inside the lockers. And done. Now quickly put on the officer uniform and mask.
That's damn good.
Before we move on, let's head back downstairs into this room where we can find ammo, a scorpion, and most importantly, the suppressor for the Mark 22.
Thank you, sir.
Now we can go back up and into the other wing. What will follow after this are a lot of scenes and a torture sequence, which we will skip and continue when Snake awakens in his cell. Once we're in the cell, you'll notice we have a few severe injuries. These won't count, but we need to get rid of them. Grab the fork, open up the cure menu, and use the fork to dig out both of them. Now while we wait, just crawl on the ground, take out the fork, and kill the rat for some extra stamina. Now let's grab the food Johnny's brought us. Eat it.
Disgusting.
Once Johnny starts to leave, we need to set the right frequency. 144.75. Wait for him to go off screen and then use it. This will open the gate. Now we make a quick beeline out of the building. This is going to be the hardest stealth segment in the game, so follow my instructions exactly. Approach the south side of the building carefully. Don't let the enemy see you. Don't poke your head out, not until he turns around. Then start sneaking behind him.
Who's that?
You will be noticed from behind, but don't worry, just keep on sneaking following this guard.
Who's that?
As you get close to the wall, just turn. Continue south. Once you're far enough, start running and find the crawl space and go under. We're now going to be in the southwest section. Once you emerge on this side, start moving. Stay crouched.
Who is that?
Stop. Check on the other side just to be sure. There's an enemy there. Move north. Go between these two buildings. Turn right. And quickly go through this door. In this next area, make our way to the north door. We're going to exit and re-enter this area. Now immediately save. This next section is going to be the hardest one yet. It'll be very easy to get caught if you're careless or make a mistake, so follow my instructions exactly. Make your way north. Roll. Make sure the enemy on the side sees you. Once the enemy north of you sees you, go into a crawl and go under this truck. Peek your head out from this side of the truck. Make sure he comes towards you. As he gets close, back up. Watch him.
Nobody here.
Wait until he turns around fully to the south. Then go out the other side. Sneak when you exit so he doesn't hear you. Keep going north. As you turn here, go into crouch and start moving ahead. Once you're here, start crawling again. The enemy should see you from ahead. Go under the truck. Look out the other end. Wait for the enemy to come. You'll notice the dog is now awake. In the worst
Nobody
case,
here.
the dog might come up north too, which will block your path, making you have to wait under the truck longer. If that doesn't happen, then all is good. Just wait for this guard to leave. Then follow him. Once he's far enough, don't go out immediately, otherwise he'll hear you. Make your way to the right, and in you go. And now we are home free. Sometimes some random error might screw up the run, so you might have to retry this, but it is definitely doable and repeatable. Move to the side here and grab this single action army ammo, roll over, and drop down. You'll get injured, but you can just quickly cure it. Now we just need to make our way out of the sewers. It's pretty straightforward, so I'm just gonna speed through it. Now we'll have the Sorrow boss fight. Well, it's not really a boss fight. We don't actually need to fight him, nor do we need to do anything in this fight, really. The normal requirements are just to make it to the end of the river, but we can end it fairly quickly if we want. Just move a little ahead and then dive into the water and let yourself drown. That's really all there is to it.
Is miserable. That is why you were summoned here.
And after you die, the continue screen will show up. Instead of pressing continue or exit, use the left D-pad and choose the revival pill. Then we skip some scenes.
Eva?
And there we go. We're now near the end. Let's now check our time. Almost 2 hours, and we're nearly at the end of the game. Now we'll quickly make our way to the waterfall to reclaim our equipment. Kill this Markor for some extra food. After you have your equipment back, head back out and throw a stun grenade into the water. This will kill all the fish and sustain us until the end of the game. So be sure to collect 2 glowing mushrooms. You should also find 2 or 3 tree frogs and shoot them with the Mark 22. We're going to need both these items for the next upcoming boss fight. Once back up here, equip the spider camo and AT camouflage and make our way back to the lab. Once here, equip the scientist camo again. Instead of taking the usual path, we'll go through here, since we don't have to unlock the door. Enter the locker room and take out the maintenance uniform.
Snake, I see you managed to sneak into the hangar.
Now just place all the C3 charges.
Hey, this works. Hey, this works.
Before we place the last charge, we need to do some boss prep. Have the Mosin Nagant and the glow cap, as well as the tree frogs equipped. For this boss, we also want to equip the sneaking suit. Once ready, place the final charge.
During the last...
At the start of the fight with Volgin, walk up to him and CQC him, and quickly take out the Mosin Nagant and shoot him in the head if you can, otherwise shoot his body. Before he gets up, throw a Russian glow cap. He will then charge up. If you have a weapon equipped, he will always use his beam attack, but the Russian glow cap will absorb it. Then we can CQC him and repeat the process. Pick up the glow cap. Throw out a new one. I messed up the timing, but we can still CQC him when he tries to attack us physically. Shoot. Every time you pick up a glow cap, be sure to re-equip it in the backpack. Uses the beam, CQC, and shoot. The beam didn't reach the glow cap, so we can go ahead and let him do it again. Remember to have your weapon out. And there's the first phase done. At the beginning of the second phase, immediately crawl and throw a frog at his feet. Go up to him and CQC him while he's distracted by the frog. Then land a shot. During the second phase, after a CQC, he may not always be shootable, as he may recover his electric barrier sooner. We also cannot use the same mushroom loop anymore, as it will be ineffective, so we have to deal with him more normally. Create openings and then land shots. Just throw the mushrooms near the center of the arena so that they can catch any electric attacks that he may use. As he chases you, make sure to circle the area near the mushroom and not get too far. Otherwise, you run the risk of being hit by his attacks. Don't go behind him, otherwise you'll get nailed like that. Don't worry about getting hit by this and getting injured. You can cure it instantly. When he's near the end of his stamina, cure yourself and then immediately equip the mask. At this point, he'll confuse you for Rykov and you can get a good clear headshot and finish him off. Before the fight ends, take off the mask and equip the Cold War camo. During the bike chase, use the Mark 22, and with the Cold War camo, always be in first person mode. This way, any enemies facing you will not fire. Always save at the beginning of every phase of the chase, in case you take too much damage.
Enemy sighted! Hang it.
come back alive.
After shooting the first few enemies during this phase, switch to the RPG launcher and immediately start aiming for the area between the two treads of the Shagohad. Use the reload trick to quickly reload the launcher and just keep on launching in the middle of its legs. As long as you do this, he won't ever be able to attack you. Save at the start of the sniper phase. This may take a few tries as the third bomb is hard to hit.
3 more bombs left. Up! Right! 2 more left. Down! Farther down! Shagohad's not here yet. Only 1 more left. Shagohad's not here. It's here! Snake, be careful. Come.
This is one of the simplest boss fights. Use the RPG to shoot both the treads and let Eva drive you behind it to shoot the hole in the back. If you keep shooting him, he will also be unable to attack.
You're wearing him down.
Just repeat this loop until his HP is reduced to 0. If he launches missiles at you, take out the single action army and try and shoot them in the air. Even if they get behind you, you can still manage to shoot them. The loop for this boss is pretty simple. Use the RPG launcher to hit one of his legs. This will cause Volgin to turn and look at it. Then while he is looking away from us, we snipe him with the Mosin Nagant. Be sure to aim for a headshot. Just continue this loop, but be sure to not fire at him from the front or in the direction he is looking, otherwise the shot will be deflected. Now we just need to get through the last few segments of the chase, equip the Cold War camo and continue as you had been.
Come back. Good luck. Snake. Snake, can you hear me?
Paramedic.
After curing Snake and Eva, advance to the next segment where you need to escort Eva out of the jungle. This segment is pretty straightforward, so we're just going to speed through it.
No more. The enemy, he's here.
Once you reach the end, get ready for the final boss, the boss herself.
It was November. Then, early in the 20th.
Start the battle by immediately parrying her CQC attack.
Excellent, Jin.
Then equip the Mosin Nagant and shoot her 3 times in the head using the reload trick. You should also equip the snow camo and face paint. Back away and find cover to hide and equip the AT camo to better hide yourself. Remember to never have the Mosin Nagant down when she comes at you for a CQC attack, as there's no way to parry it. Snipe her while you are hidden, wait for her to poke her head out from behind a tree. As always, aim for a headshot. After her stamina has gone below half, she will start having 2 prompts for her CQC attacks. I recommend equipping the Mark 22 when she comes at you, as this is the easiest CQC animation to parry in the second phase.
Brace yourself. Your skill has improved.
And just like that, the boss fight is over. Now we just sit back and watch the ending.
Take this. Keep it safe. It's our only hope.
A patriot? Why are you giving me this?
Jack. Or should I say, Snake? You're a wonderful man. Kill me. Kill me now. Do it.
There's only room for one boss and one snake.
And there we are, Foxhound achieved. In under 3 hours, 30 saves, 0 continues, 0 alert phases, 0 humans killed, 5 serious injuries, only 1 life bar of damage, and no life meds used. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this video helped you out. This was my first time doing a full-on video guide, so I really hope it turned out well. Thank you for watching.